Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Are you familiar with the frustration of a mind cluttered with noise, the agony of indecision, or the paralysis by analysis that comes with overthinking? We've all been there, replaying conversations, anticipating outcomes, and trying to solve an endless string of what-ifs in our heads. Today, we will tackle this challenge head-on with 10 practical Stoic strategies to conquer overthinking. If you're looking for ways to break this cycle and reclaim your mental space, make sure to hit the notification bell and subscribe. Let's dive in. 1. Visualize your overthinking as an external force. Overthinking can sneak up on you like fog rolling in on what was a clear day. It starts as a single worry or idea, but quickly expands until it can knock you off your feet. It's a common struggle in today's fast-paced world where information hits us like hail in a storm. Our minds get crowded with thoughts of what if, what next, or what could have been. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher king, once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This brings us to our first technique, seeing overthinking as an external force. This isn't about making an enemy out of your thoughts, but recognizing that these thoughts are not the core of who you are. They are invaders of your peace. Imagine those invasive thoughts as clouds passing over a mountain. You are that mountain, majestic and immovable, standing firm as the clouds drift by. How does one fend off these invaders? Stoicism teaches us to observe without engagement. Imagine placing these thoughts in a bubble and watching them float away. This mental exercise doesn't just lessen their weight. It reinforces the understanding that thoughts are transient. They can only disrupt your peace if you hold on to them and give them power. Practicing this visualization creates a mental reflex that can help you detach and let these thoughts go before they build into a storm. As you get better at distinguishing yourself from this barrage of overthinking, it becomes simpler to see that you are not just a sum of your thoughts. This distinction acts as a shield, much like earplugs in a noisy crowd. It's a deliberate, continual effort that grows stronger with everyday application. When you notice yourself beginning to overthink, stop and picture the thought as noise, unnecessary and separate from who you are. By doing this, you're not only protecting yourself against overthinking, you're also taking back your mental territory and peace one step at a time. 2. Take control by refocusing your energy. Have you ever caught yourself spiraling down a rabbit hole of what-ifs and doomsday scenarios, replaying the same worries over and over until you're mentally exhausted? It's like having a bunch of browser tabs open in your mind, each with a video playing on full blast, and you can't seem to hit pause. This mental multitasking is a hallmark of modern life, where the pressure to stay on top of everything can lead to a relentless cycle of overthinking. But just like a cluttered desk, a cluttered mind needs tidying up. Redirecting your mental energy isn't just about mental peace, it's about taking back control and quieting the endless noise of what could be so you can appreciate what is. Seneca, another Stoic sage, effortlessly wove wisdom into words when he said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This sage advice serves as the cornerstone for taking control by refocusing your energy. To stop overthinking, start by grounding yourself in the now. Focus on a task, even something small, and channel your energy into completing it. This shift in focus pulls you out of the whirlpool of future what-ifs and anchors you in the present moment. The practical application is simple yet profound. Engage in an activity that requires your full attention. It could be as simple as organizing your workspace, going for a brisk walk, or losing yourself in a book. These acts require the now, not the tomorrow or the yesterday. By commanding your thoughts to align with your actions, you're not just distracting yourself, you're taking command of where your energy flows. Remember, Stoicism isn't about suppressing thoughts, it's about managing them. By choosing where to invest your mental energy, You're practicing a form of mental discipline. The goal is not to avoid overthinking entirely. That's an unrealistic expectation. The goal is to recognize when your thoughts do not serve you and to have the tools to redirect them. It's like training a muscle. The more you exercise this power of refocusing, the stronger and more resilient your mind becomes. You'll find that the once overwhelming tide of overthinking can be tamed wave by wave with deliberate action and presence. 3. Embrace impermanence and practice letting go. Let's face it, our minds often get stuck in a loop, rehashing events past or fretting over the future. This is the playground of overthinking, where thoughts become sticky, lingering longer than welcome. It's a challenge that doesn't discriminate. It affects students worried about exams, professionals stressed about presentations, or anyone trying to fall asleep while their mind races at 100 miles an hour. Amidst this mental marathon, we can find solace in the words of Epictetus, who tells us, "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive." While this quote might seem a bit heavy, it's really about the concept of impermanence, which is central to Stoicism. Everything changes, and this includes the thoughts that seem so persistent in our heads. When we overthink, we often cling to our thoughts as if they are permanent fixtures in our lives. Embracing impermanence means understanding that thoughts come and go. They are not eternal. This insight can be a beacon of hope when you feel ensnared by overthinking. Practically, embracing impermanence means cultivating a habit of letting go. It's a kind of mental decluttering where you consciously release the thoughts that don't serve you. You could do this by envisioning a river where each thought is a leaf on the water's surface, drifting away. Or maybe you see them as clouds, ever-changing, reshaping, and eventually moving on. This visualization not only provides immediate relief, but also instills a deeper understanding that the nature of thought is to change. Making this practice a part of your daily routine can transform your relationship with your thoughts. It's not about forcing them out, but rather allowing them to leave. Letting go isn't giving up. It's an act of courage. It means you're choosing not to let redundant thoughts rent space in your head rent-free. As you get better at this, you'll notice a newfound mental space, a quietness that was always there, just hidden beneath the noise of overthinking. Embracing impermanence isn't just a technique, it's a shift towards a more peaceful and present way of living. 4. Create a worry period. It's a common human experience to have worries nagging at the back of our mind, persistent like the hum of a refrigerator, always there, sometimes barely noticeable but unmistakably present. These worries can hijack our thoughts at any hour, often when we're trying to concentrate on work, enjoy time with friends, or even when we're trying to sleep. It's like our mind is a stage, and these concerns are the uninvited actors who won't leave. But consider this wisdom from the Stoic teacher Epictetus. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. This quote may seem off track, but it's a bold reminder to prioritize our peace of mind over succumbing to worry in fear of seeming complacent or naive. Creating a worry period is a strategic way to give these concerns their moment on the stage, but only during the encore, not the main act. Set aside a specific time each day, maybe 20 minutes in the afternoon, when you're allowed to give these worries your full attention. During this designated time, you dive into your worries, scrutinizing them, understanding their roots, and maybe even jotting them down. What are you really worried about? How likely are these scenarios? What can you do about them? This focused session often reveals that many of our worries are like shadows, seemingly large but without much substance when you face them head on. This process also teaches your mind that there's a time and place for worry, and it's not all day, every day. Then, when the worry period ends, you move on. You've given your worries their allotted time, and now you put them aside. By compartmentalizing in this manner, you can regain control over your day. The goal isn't to stop worrying completely, that's impossible, but by containing your worries, you reduce their impact on your life. This technique is like tidying your mental room, putting thoughts where they belong, and enjoying the tranquility of ordered space. You'll likely find that worries lose their power when they're not allowed to roam free, and life becomes a bit lighter, a bit more enjoyable. 5. Break down overwhelming thoughts into actionable steps. When overthinking strikes, it can feel like we're carrying the weight of an enormous boulder. The size of our worries seems to match the weight of the world, and we're pinned under the heavy cloud of our own thoughts. This sensation is not unique to us. It's a shared human condition, exacerbated in a world that demands high performance in all areas of life: work, relationships, personal growth, and social status. The pressure to excel can paralyze us with indecision and fear. As a guiding light through this fog of overthinking, Seneca offers, "While we wait for life, life passes." His words remind us that, while we're busy overthinking, life slips by. To avoid missing out, we need a way to make our thoughts work for us, not against us. Here's where breaking down overwhelming thoughts into actionable steps comes in. Imagine your thoughts are a puzzle, a beautiful landscape in 1,000 pieces scattered all over the table. Trying to assemble it all at once is daunting, if not impossible. But what if you start with the corners and edges? Find the sky pieces and group together the ones that look like the trees. Breaking it down into manageable parts makes the task less overwhelming and more achievable. When a worry or thought looms large, break it down. Ask yourself, what's one small step I can take today towards addressing this? If you're worried about a project deadline, break it into smaller tasks and focus on completing one at a time. If you're concerned about a relationship issue, think about one conversation you can have to start addressing it. By transforming a nebulous worry into concrete steps, you shift from a state of paralysis to one of action. This technique leverages the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control. You can't control the entirety of a project, but you can control the next task you work on. You can't resolve an entire relationship issue in one go, but you can initiate an honest conversation. By breaking thoughts down into actionable steps, you reclaim your power and make progress bit by bit, creating a pathway out of the labyrinth of overthinking. 6. Use journaling as a tool for clarity. Imagine a cluttered attic filled with old boxes, dusty relics, and items you've long forgotten about. Over time, the attic becomes so packed that finding anything is a challenge, and moving around up there is nearly impossible. This is what our mind can feel like when overthinking takes over, a crowded space where clarity is hard to find. Journaling acts like a key that unlocks the door to this attic, allowing us to sort through the mess and organize our thoughts. Seneca's words, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power," remind us that true strength lies in self-mastery. One way to achieve this mastery is by turning to journaling. The simple act of putting pen to paper can help untangle the knot of overthinking, providing a sense of order and perspective. Journaling is more than just writing down thoughts. It's about processing and understanding them. Start by dedicating a few minutes each day to jotting down what's on your mind. Don't worry about grammar or style. The goal is to get your thoughts out of your head and onto the page. What are you overthinking about? What's triggering these thoughts? How do they make you feel? Write it all down. As you write, patterns may emerge. You might notice that certain triggers or themes recur. This awareness is the first step toward addressing and managing these thoughts. Journaling can also help you track progress and reflect on past challenges, providing insight into how you've overcome similar situations before. Moreover, seeing your thoughts on paper creates a sense of distance. It's as if you're looking at them from a bird's eye view, which can make them seem less daunting. This perspective shift allows you to analyze your thoughts more objectively, making it easier to identify irrational fears or exaggerated concerns. Using journaling as a tool for clarity not only helps you understand your thoughts, but also reinforces the Stoic practice of self-reflection. It's a daily ritual that fosters mindfulness and intentionality, empowering you to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and confidence. 7. Engage in physical activity to clear your mind. There's a reason why the saying, "clear your mind," often comes with the suggestion to take a walk. When overthinking traps you in a mental maze, physical activity acts as a way to find the exit. The mind and body are deeply interconnected, and moving your body can help shake loose the thoughts that are stuck on repeat. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." One way to harness this power is through physical activity. When you engage in exercise, whether it's a brisk walk, a run, yoga, or even dancing, you're not just moving your body, you're also giving your mind a break from its repetitive thought patterns. Exercise releases endorphins, the body's natural mood lifters, which help reduce stress and anxiety. It's like hitting a mental reset button. Physical activity also demands focus on your breathing, your movement, your surroundings, which naturally diverts your attention from overthinking. This shift in focus can provide much-needed relief and perspective. Incorporating regular physical activity into your routine doesn't have to be time-consuming or strenuous. Find something you enjoy and make it a habit. Even a short daily walk can make a significant difference. As you move, try to be present in the moment. Notice the sensation of your feet hitting the ground, the rhythm of your breath, the sights and sounds around you. This mindfulness during movement enhances the calming effect on your mind. By engaging in physical activity, you're not only caring for your body, but also creating a healthy outlet for stress and overthinking. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes, to quiet the mind, you need to move the body. 8. Practice Stoic meditation and mindfulness. The constant stream of thoughts, especially those that cause worry and stress, can make it feel like your mind is a battlefield. Thoughts clash, multiply, and take over, leaving you feeling drained and overwhelmed. Stoic meditation and mindfulness offer a way to find peace amid this mental chaos, providing tools to regain control and calm your mind. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Stoic meditation, also known as reflection, involves taking time each day to reflect on your thoughts, actions, and reactions. It's about examining your mind without judgment and gaining insight into your mental habits. Begin by setting aside a few quiet minutes each day. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. Focus on your breathing and let your thoughts come and go without engaging with them. Observe them as if they were clouds passing in the sky. This practice helps create a space between you and your thoughts, making it easier to manage them. Mindfulness complements this practice by keeping you grounded in the present moment. When you're mindful, you're fully engaged in what you're doing, whether it's eating, walking, or even washing dishes. This presence helps prevent your mind from wandering into overthinking territory. Try incorporating mindfulness into your daily activities. For example, when you're eating, pay attention to the taste, texture, and aroma of your food. When you're walking, notice the sensations in your body and the environment around you. This focus on the present helps quiet the constant chatter in your mind. Combining Stoic meditation with mindfulness creates a powerful practice for managing overthinking. It teaches you to observe your thoughts without being consumed by them, allowing you to find clarity and calm amid the noise. Over time, these practices can transform your relationship with your thoughts, helping you develop a more peaceful and focused mind. 9. Reframe negative thoughts. Our thoughts shape our reality, and overthinking often involves a flood of negative, unproductive thoughts. These can range from self-doubt and fear to worst-case scenarios. When left unchecked, these thoughts can dominate our mental landscape, creating a cycle of negativity that's hard to break. Reframing negative thoughts is a Stoic technique that involves challenging and changing these unproductive patterns. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This insight underscores the importance of managing our thought patterns. When you catch yourself overthinking, take a step back and examine the thought. Ask yourself, is this thought helpful? Is it based on facts or assumptions? How would I advise a friend in this situation? This process of questioning helps you see the thought from a different perspective, often revealing that it's not as dire as it initially seemed. Once you've identified a negative thought, reframe it into something more constructive. For instance, if you're thinking, "I'm going to fail this project," reframe it to, "I've faced challenges before and succeeded. I'll do my best and learn from the experience." This shift doesn't ignore the reality of the situation, but focuses on a more balanced and empowering perspective. Practicing gratitude is another effective way to reframe negative thoughts. When you're caught in a cycle of overthinking, take a moment to list a few things you're grateful for. This practice shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right in your life, providing a mental reset. Over time, reframing negative thoughts becomes a habit, helping you cultivate a more positive and resilient mindset. It's a reminder that while you can't always control what happens, you can control how you respond. By choosing to reframe your thoughts, you're actively shaping a more positive reality. 10. Accept what you cannot control. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the understanding that we cannot control everything. Overthinking often stems from a desire to control outcomes and situations that are inherently uncontrollable. This struggle against the inevitable only leads to frustration and anxiety. Accepting what you cannot control is a liberating practice that can significantly reduce overthinking. Epictetus teaches us, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This wisdom is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. It's about recognizing the boundary between what you can influence and what you cannot. When you find yourself overthinking, pause and ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, practice letting it go. This doesn't mean resignation, but rather a conscious choice to focus your energy on what you can change. For example, you can't control other people's actions or the outcome of every situation. What you can control is your response and effort. By redirecting your focus to what's within your power, you can conserve your mental energy for productive and meaningful actions. This shift in focus can bring a profound sense of peace and reduce the mental clutter caused by overthinking. Practicing acceptance is an ongoing process, and it often requires reminding yourself of this principle regularly. Some people find it helpful to create a visual reminder, like a note or a symbol, that represents this idea. Whenever you catch yourself spiraling into overthinking, use this reminder to bring yourself back to the present and refocus on what you can control. Acceptance also involves trusting in the natural course of events and understanding that uncertainty is a part of life. Embracing this uncertainty, rather than fighting it, can open the door to a more peaceful and resilient mindset. It's a practice of releasing the need for certainty and finding strength in adaptability. Incorporating these Stoic techniques into your daily life can transform how you manage overthinking. By understanding and implementing the principles of focusing on the present, reframing negative thoughts, and accepting what you cannot control, you can develop a healthier, more balanced approach to your thoughts and emotions. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate thinking, but to cultivate a way of thinking that serves you, allowing you to live a more peaceful and purposeful life.